Over the last couple of years, I've been lucky enough to fish some of the most incredible abandoned locations across the UK. Now that ranges from old fishing lakes that haven't been used or managed in years, all the way to abandoned quarries that I've literally had to abseil down into using a rope. Fishing places where nature has been left to take over is really so exciting for me. You never know what's going to happen, and as I came to find out, some of these places hold some very special fish. Yes, we've got one. That's a big perch. That's a big perch. Whoa. What is that? Throughout this video, we're going to be taking a little trip back in time, revisiting some of my favourite trips to some of the most untouched, abandoned venues. We're going to be catching a whole range of species from some places that really do have to be seen to be believed. And we're kicking things off here, an old reservoir that used to be a fishing lake years and years ago. This place is lost so deep in the woods. It's absolutely beautiful, overgrown and very unfished. That's where we're going to first, but after that, these places just keep getting cooler and cooler. Now then, we are on our way to an abandoned fishing lake deep in the woods. I can't wait to fish here. Not only is this place absolutely beautiful, but it's also stuffed with some incredibly colourful wild brown trout. Fish on, fish on. Yes, come on. No way, right at the end. Wild venues like this tend to get fished very rarely, which means the fish are always eager to bite when you find them. And as always, when we're fishing places like this, we do have a lovely walk through the forest to get there. I mean, these surroundings, all I can hear are birds tweeting. There's not quite as many leaves on the trees as there will be in summer, but still, this place, we've got a lovely stream going down there as well. Fishing places like this really does say spring to me, the start of trout season. Really hope we can get onto a few fish today. I'm sure we will be able to. Can't wait to show you this place, it's so unique. It's a big reservoir in the middle of the forest, and it did used to be a fishery a long time ago, which was a long time ago, so it's not been a fishery for a while, so it's fully wild now. And it's really cool too, there's a river that runs into the reservoir, and at this time of year it sort of floods into the woods, so it's sort of like a marshy flooded creek, and you can almost always rely on a few bites in there. And then on the far side, which is where we'll be fishing last, is a big dam wall where it gets really deep, and that's where we're gonna have a chance at an actual big fish, I reckon. Fish on, fish on. Yes, come on. Get in. Doesn't feel like a tiny one either. Yes, we've got one. We have got one. Please stay on. It's a pretty nice one, that. Yes, it's in the net. Get in. Hey. That's what we came here for. An absolutely beautiful wild trout, and quite a long one as well. Look at the colours on that. That is just so beautiful. Wow. Well, that is why I love trout fishing so much. That fish was absolutely stunning. I've just been looking back at that video. It's making me so excited to keep fishing and see what's next, because I know they get a lot bigger than that in here. Right, I'm very quietly making my way back over. Hopefully there's going to be another one sat in here somewhere. If you are enjoying this video so far and you do want to see more of the adventurous fishing videos I make, then please consider hitting that subscribe button and sticking around. I do really appreciate everyone that does that. What I'm going to do now is I'm slowly going to head round to the dam wall, making a few pit stops along the way, and I'm fairly sure that's where the even bigger fish are going to be hiding today. Look at that! Cute little mouse! Wow. What an experience. I'm not actually 100% sure this is a mouse. I mean, it looks like one, but I'm no expert. It could just as easily be a shrew or something like that. Off he goes. Pleasure meeting you, good sir. Wow, what a little treat that was. I'm in shock, to be honest. I can't believe how close that mouse let me get to it. This is such a pleasant walk out around this reservoir. I have to say, while everyone dreads the river close season for fishing, I'm sat twiddling my fingers waiting for trout season to start. Look at this for a spot. Isn't this just unbelievable? I absolutely love fishing places like this. Anyway, my plan for now is I'm going to walk up along this wall and keep casting and keep casting. And I'm sure sooner or later we're going to come across another fish. I think we'll go have a little nosy around here. Wow. Now doesn't that look fun to slide down? Well, unfortunately it didn't quite happen for me last time I was down here. We had so many bites. I mean, at least we caught something, but I didn't quite feel satisfied, so I've given it a few days and I've come back, and hopefully this time we're going to catch some more fish. It's an absolutely beautiful drive getting to this place. Some of the views, a lovely walk down as well. Just seen a nice rise down this side. Fish on. Oh no, it's come off. No. Fish on, fish on. No way, right at the end. Right at the end. Come on. Yes, get in right at the end. Wow, trout fishing honestly isn't about size to me. Look how stunning that little fish is there. I absolutely love catching these. Off you go. Now we're going to switch over to the type of venue that I believe truly offers the most special and incredible abandoned fishing in the UK, and that is old disused quarries. Now I'm going to save my favourite place to last, the one where we had to abseil down into with a rope, but this one coming soon was very, very special in its own right, an absolutely stunning place, and as I came to find out, there was some big fish in there too. I spend hours and hours on Google Maps trying to find the best untouched, unexplored and abandoned fishing locations, and we could well have found somewhere incredible today. This is an old abandoned quarry that I know nothing about. I don't even know if there's going to be fish up there. If there is fish up there, I don't know what kind of fish or how I'm really going to try catch him yet. It's quite a walk to get up there. Really eager to do some exploring though and try and uncover some of the secrets of this old forgotten quarry. Come on, it's right under the float. Before we even see this quarry, we've got quite a long old stone road to walk along, so I better get to it. Well, I can already see some signs of the quarry up ahead. I've only been walking about 10 minutes, so maybe this place isn't quite as far away as I thought, which is good. Hi, I'm just wondering, have you ever seen anyone fishing up here?
Oh, I'm not fishing, nothing for fishing.
No? Never seen anyone fishing?
No. Seriously.
Oh well, it's worth a try.
You can try.
I just had a chat with a local and asked if he's ever seen anyone fishing up here, and he said no. He said there wasn't any fishing here, and while that is slightly discouraging, I'm not going to let it discourage me because I love proving people wrong about this kind of thing. I think there is fish pretty much everywhere. It's just about having the bottle to go and find out and go and fish these unlikely places. And here we are. This is the lake we're going to be fishing. Doesn't it look impressive? No, I'm only joking. The place we're going to be fishing today is a little further on through there. Although we do have some tadpoles, which is promising. I'm quickly realising there's actually quite a few lakes around here. I'm going to go take a look at these two before we get to the main one and see if I can see any fish. This one I'm just walking to now looks very, very shallow. I'll be surprised if there's anything in here. I just want to see a minnow though or something. Just some fry to give me some hope. What a really, really cool spot to be doing some exploring though. Well, it might not be a fish, but I've just seen a heron, which is my most promising sign yet. I doubt there's going to be herons around here if there's no food source, unless of course, like me, the heron's just coming on its first little explore to the area. Well, I've just got to the main area and what I've discovered has absolutely blown my mind. You can see we've got a big lake there, but we also have a lake which is down a level, down there, both of which look really big, really deep and perfect for a spot of fish in. Right, first cast and I have absolutely no idea what to expect. Using a size 2 spinner, and if I start getting bites from smaller fish which aren't quite hooking up, then I can always downsize. Oh, I had a bite then. I had a bite, genuine bite on the first cast. But what was it? So we just missed a fish, and that proves they are in here, and that proves that guy wrong. So I reckon today we are going to catch a few because I've been getting loads of little nibbles. Anyway, I've just swapped over to a size 1 spinner instead of a size 2. Hopefully we're going to hook up a little easier. So the reason why I'm fishing this top lake first is because the bottom lake looks like the one that's going to hold a really big fish. It's a lot deeper down there. There's a lot more vegetation. So I want to get this one out of the way first. Save that one till the end. Fish on, there we go. Yes, come on, come on. Just a small one, so I'll swing this one up. Get in. There we go, the first perch, and I am absolutely over the moon with that. What a beautiful little fish. Anyway, off you go. Oh wow, what a result that is. I actually did speak to another couple of people on the way up here that I didn't catch on camera, and they all said there was no fish in here and they'd never seen anyone fishing here. Just goes to show you don't know unless you try, do you? For me, this is just what fishing's about. So I just swapped over to this small little soft bait because I'm getting plenty of bites but not a lot of fish hooking up. Hopefully they'll bite this a little more convincingly. Fish on, yes, and another one, come on. Well, there you go, what a successful little tactic change. That fish has bit more or less straight away on that jig. What a place to be catching a few fish too. There we go, and another, get in. Fish number 3. All these fish have been a very, very similar size so far, but they are stunning. Look at that fin, those stripes. Let's get it back. So I'm definitely getting the feeling that all the fish in this top lake are going to be about the same size. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have 5 more minutes over on the other side over there just to see if there's anything else interesting or different going on. And I'm going to jump down onto the bottom lake where I'm sure they're going to be bigger. Just walking my way around now, and these walls are so cool. It is a little tricky to navigate around. I have also seen a very big, very scary looking spider. Take a look at this. Do any of you know what it is? Any spider experts watching that can give me an idea on this one? Spiders really freak me out. Well, it already looks like there are some steeper drop-offs and bigger sort of rocky outcrops down this side. Look what I've just found. That looks to me like a big carp. Just been walking around the edge of this lake and I've just seen a couple of big carp cruising around. I do have a float set up with me, but it's not set up just yet. I was hoping to do a bit of that in the evening. I bet you those fish have never been caught before. I think I'll have one more cast, then it's off to the lower lake. And then we will come back and we will try and catch that carp. Probably put in about 10 years ago and it was absolutely tiny. Right, so I'm just heading down this very sketchy little path, but doesn't this lower lake look perfect for a big perch? First things first, let's get a bit of ground bait in there. Maggots fresh from Jerry's and Morecambe on the way here. Just going to be using a small float with this and a few maggots, small hooks, just see what other species there are in here. Maybe there's going to be roach, bream, I don't know, carp. Now this isn't normally my style of fishing, however fishing somewhere like this I do want to give myself the best possible chances of catching whatever there is that lives here. Right, here we go, my first cast with the float setup. And of course, how could I resist doing a bit of lure fishing while I wait? Fish on. Yes, there we go. There we go, come on. First fish in the second lake. Maybe this fish is ever so slightly longer than the other ones, but it's still very, very marginal. I mean, these aren't big fish, are they? And they're all very similar in size, but you know me, and you know I love catching fish, whatever size they are. There we go, yes, look at that. I was absolutely drilling that back in then. Well, not far off a PB this one, 3 or 4 pounds, something like that. Let's get it back. Goodbye, perch. Well, it seems the perch are no bigger in this lake than they are in the other one, and to be honest, ever since I saw that carp, I cannot stop thinking about it. It had a beautiful sort of orange trim on its scale, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head back over there with my little float set up and see if we can't do something unbelievable and get that carp in the net. It's gonna take an unbelievable amount of skill to catch this carp. Skill that I do not have in the slightest. So I'm just heading around to where I put all this bait in before. Pre-baited an area with quite a few maggots, and this is where I saw the fish cruising. Nice big old handful of maggots. Now doesn't that just look delightful for a carp? Right, wish me luck because I'll need it. The fish is genuinely right next to my float now. It's heading in the direction, but it's focused on something on the surface. Please see that. Please see those maggots. Please, oh, come on, come on, come on. It's right under the float. Well, I just spent 45 minutes trying to catch that carp and I got really close. It came and had a look at my maggots about 2 or 3 times, but just wasn't meant to be. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see me come back and try and specifically catch that one carp, because I do think that is a very special fish. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you down the road. Now, on the theme of places that used to be fished, used to be fishing lakes, used to be managed, it's not always trout that live in them, and sometimes the fish get much, much bigger. Last year I was lucky enough to be invited down to a fishing lake down south that holds some monster pike. This place used to be stocked with trout a long time ago, and the fishery was since abandoned. The farmer took over, and these pike in there get massive. The people who invited me regularly catch 20-pounders. I made the journey down to see what was possible myself. Well, it sounds like a very windy day today. I believe the first half of the day we're going to be fishing from the shore, and the second half of the day we're going to get out on the boat. Not just any boat, let me show you it now. It is so cool. There you go, that's going to be our ride for this evening. Cannot wait for that. So we're starting things off today just through all of this on an old jetty, which is exciting. Is the actual jetty secure? Yeah. So it's just this bit here that might collapse under me.
And I wouldn't go too much in the middle.
Just having my first few casts off this jetty now. Really excited for today. I really hope some big fish come along. What a beautiful place though. Those islands. It's always fun, isn't it? Whacking your way through a few trees and stuff to get down to a spot. So we've just stopped for a little lunch, and I thought before we headed out on the boat I'd just take a look around this clubhouse, look through some of the catch returns, just because I'm curious about that kind of thing. And just to give you a bit of context, this place was never allowed to be fished for pike, just trout, but there was a 29.5 pound pike caught on a nymph in here, so Yeah, they do get big, and hopefully we're going to come across one of those later. That's really cool. What was that, just under in one of the cupboards or something?
Yeah, just found that in the cupboard.
Does this kind of boat have a name? I feel like they've got a name.
A punt.
A punt.
Oh, look, right here, right in front of you, right in front of you, pike, right in front of us.
What, a small one or a big one?
2 foot from the boat.
How big is it?
Look, he's doing. Look.
He's just coming up for oxygen.
You see him?
He's right here.
He's literally right here. Yes, you got him.
That was crazy, you haven't even set off yet.
I just looked up and I was like, there's a pike.
Still hooked up to the jetty, look at this. Haven't even set off yet.
That's brilliant.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
I couldn't believe I just turned around and went, there's a pike there.
Really?
That's one of the strangest things I've seen pike fishing.
Yeah, I did a little song, and I sort of raised him, brought him in.
Yeah. It's almost like you had it ready waiting for me.
Exactly.
I disappear.
Coaxed him in.
I disappear for a quick bit of lunch, and I come back and you've prepared a pike for me right next to the boat. So there we go, first fish of the day, and it's quite a good sized pike. I mean, by the standards of this lake, from what I've heard, that they do get a lot bigger than this, but what a nice bonus fish straight after lunch and right next to the boat. Let's get it back. So for those of you that are interested, that was on the headbanger cranky shad and a nice sort of silver natural roachy pattern. I feel like I should be helping more.
No, don't worry. No, we're good. No, we are your guides and rowers for the day.
So we've been fishing and fishing for ages in the more deeper water, sort of using jig heads and stuff. I've gone through pretty much everything in my box. We're gonna try now and just target some of the shallower areas around the edge and hope there's just something sat off the margin. So what I'm gonna go for now is my lucky headbanger shad. I've used quite a few different patterns, but this brown one, it means a lot to me. I've had some nice ones on this before. It's a nice life getting rowed around everywhere. I feel a bit like I'm on the canals of Venice. Fish on, fish on. Oh yes, come on. I knew it had to happen at some point.
Had to, bloody had to. It's 3 of us fishing.
Oh, it might have taken me into the weeds a bit.
Alright, let's get it.
Oh, careful, it's coming round. Unless I've got a load of weed on this, it doesn't feel like a bad fish. On my lucky headbanger too.
Hey.
Come on.
Oh yeah,
Yes! Come on. Right, well this is the first proper fish of the day. So pleased after all these hours of casting and casting away today. Well, I do hope you enjoyed that one because I definitely enjoyed filming it. That was such a cool spot. Anyway, before we jump over to the next and probably my favourite quarry to fish of all time, I'm going to take a little intermission and go and visit my old local stretch of canal. Now you might think, a canal, can that be abandoned? But interestingly, this one, it can. When they built the motorway, this stretch of canal was cut off from the rest of the network. There's no boat traffic, nothing like that. It's way out in the sticks, really overgrown. And over the years I've been fishing it, I've caught some very special and some very cool fish there. This place was actually where I first started pike fishing and I first started my YouTube channel, so I hold it very close to my heart. Oh, I can see it staring at it. I can't breathe. Got it, got it, got it, got it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, oh my days. Oh my days. Oh, whoa. Oh, I've never had a pike this big. Whoa. Oh, it's massive.
Just here for now.
Oh, I can't believe it.
Yeah, when I went down there, there was lots of buggers and things. I could see some jumping.
Oh, he's pulling a lot of drag.
You got it? Oh my god!
Oh no, he didn't like that. Thanks. So here I've just caught the biggest pike I've ever had. By quite a long way on the Savage Gear snake. I am absolutely over the moon. Fish. It's a nice one. Yes, come on.
That's a nice one.
Thank you. Quite a weighty perch. It's not very long, but it's got a bit of a belly on it. And what a lovely fish. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, that's not a bad pike, that. Don't come off, please don't come off. I think that's the one I saw before. Not as big as I thought it was, but it's got a nice broad back on it. Come on. Get in. I was literally just about to call it and go home as well. Good little fight from it too. Oh, it's getting me a bit tangled in all of this stuff. There we go. Oh. Get this rigged and ready, unhooking mat wet. There we go, maybe about 3.5, 4 pound or something. Not a big one, thought it was bigger when I had a go at it before, but look at the belly on it for its size. What a lovely conditioned, healthy pike from this almost forgotten, abandoned canal. Oh, oh, bite, fish on, fish on. Fish on. Get away from that weed. Whoa, he's just jumped. Oh, nice little fish. He's got, whoa, he's got fight in him yet. Let's get him in. Yeah. Oh, he's got another lure in his mouth. And a trace. Let's get this out of him. On a Savage Gear top water snake. Oh, ah, fish, fish. Whoa. Terrible conditions. Absolutely terrible. It's hardly hooked. Beautiful pike. Terrible conditions, but a lovely long fish. He's got a few injuries, but still stunning nonetheless. Now back to the quarries. I've actually fished this place twice before. It's by far my favourite ever place, and on my first trip down there, which you're about to see now, I could not believe the amount of life swimming around right below my feet. It wasn't until my second visit to this place though that my mind was well and truly blown, and that's coming right after. Fish, fish, that's a big perch, that's a big perch, that's a big perch. Oh my. Now then, and welcome back to another episode of Adventure Fishing UK. As you can see, I'm in a pretty dense forest, And there is a big cliff behind me there, and that is because we are on the edge of an old, long since abandoned quarry, and today we are going to be fishing in it. So not only does this place feel absolutely magical when I'm walking around it, apparently there is some outstanding fishing down there. Can't wait to get a line in this quarry. It is a really unique, really forgotten, really sort of out of the way place, and apparently there is some huge perch in here. Well, our first obstacle of the day, I'm probably not going to be able to film this because I'm going to have to hold on to this rope while I go down there. Doesn't look that steep on camera, but it is. Wish me luck. Well, it's not every day you have to abseil down to a fishing spot, is it? Maybe that's just the sort of day it's going to be today. I don't expect this is going to be the last thing I've got to climb. Well, would you look at this for a spot? Smell of wild garlic filling the nostrils. Look at this, I've never been anywhere like this before. Apparently this place has got roach and perch in, so if perch are the top predator in here and there's no pike and there's a good supply of roach, there could be some incredible fishing. Do you know when you've just got that pre-fishing feeling that today's going to be a good day? I have to say I've got that now. This is unbelievable. Got no idea how long ago this quarry was abandoned, but from what I can see, probably a very long time ago. And there we go, there's the lake. And I think I can almost see some fish moving. Look at this, the margins are absolutely bubbling with bait fish. That is a really good sign. So today I'm going to start things off very simple, just a jig, Kofi LMAB bleak shad in quite a funky colour on a 2-gram jig head. So there really is quite an astonishing amount of bait fish just cruising around in here. I'm going to try and cast into some deeper water, I think, and fish a bit closer to the bottom. So I'm not quite sure what the issue is, but I'm seeing quite a lot of these fish just turn away. These small perch just don't seem that interested in that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a little swap over, something maybe a bit more natural. And that is the finesse fillet worm by LMAB, another scented soft bait, quite small, quite a natural colour. Fish on, yes, come on. Oh, and it's come off, I think. Has it? No, tiny little perch. There he is absolutely munched that little worm thing. Let's get him unhooked. What a beautifully marked little perch that is. Absolutely stunning thing. On you go. Well, we found something to bite in, and that's half the battle. So as you can see there, there's sort of a big ridge, a big rock sticking out. In a minute, I'm going to walk around the other side of there and just target that little bay because I can see quite a lot of fish around there. Going to stay small, just try to catch a couple more fish, and then towards the end of the trip, we'll get some bigger lures on and get them right out there. Just having a little wander around down to the other side now. There's definitely fish here. There we go. There we go, another stunning little perch. Off he goes. Well, as you just saw, the smaller fish are loving this little finesse fillet worm. Well, what a backdrop this is, and what a place to be catching a couple of fish. I know they are only small ones, but there's a lot of water there and it's quite deep, so just gonna have to keep casting away and hopefully something bigger will come along soon. I keep getting bites down this margin. I think there's loads of roach going for it as well, just biting the sort of ball that's on the tail of this. Fish on. Yes, come on. It's just a small one, but it's a fish nonetheless. There we go, another beautiful little perch. Not breaking any records, but it's definitely fun catching him. Right, now I'm gonna take some risks. It looks really good just round that corner, but first I've got to navigate this. I suppose I'm not really risking much other than wet feet at this point. However, that's not what I want at all. What a place this is though. I know I've said it before, but I'll say it again, it is an absolute paradise. That was sort of tricky just to navigate around there, but what we've got now is a new view behind me, which is absolutely stunning. And we've also got some really nice new water to target, so looks really good. Let's try and get a big one. We've got some really nice sort of long vegetation, long and tall, coming up here, which is perfect perch habitat. Fish on. Just a tiny one. Oh, stand over the water. Come on, little guy. There you go. What a beautifully marked little fish. Oh, what a day. Fish on. There you go. Another abandoned quarry perch. That one actually looks a bit injured on the side of it there. An abrasion injury. Now to me that looks like a big perch has had a go at it. There we go. And another one. This finesse fillet worm is quickly becoming my favourite thing to use for perch. He's gobbled that right up. Off he goes. Well, time to change out this lure. Fairly durable though. This has been smashed by about 10 perch or something so far, and it's only just gone. It's a good thing you get loads in each packet, because these things are an absolute magnet for the perch. Well, I'm making another risky move around the outside. Don't know if I fancy getting through all this carrying all my fishing stuff though. There we go. That's a better one. It's a roach! It's a roach! Oh! That's just made me so happy. Yes! We've got a roach! Unbelievable! Now that is my first lure caught roach. I think it's a roach anyway. Outstanding. What a huge result that is. That's not a bad size one, I don't think. So cool to be catching one of those. Off you go. Well, I definitely did not expect that to happen today. I mean, a roach on a lure, I've seen it happen, but it's never happened to me. I suppose a small part of me is a bit disappointed it wasn't a big perch, because it did feel bigger than all those smaller ones, but cracking to be getting another species ticked off. These fish are just tiny, some of them. Beauty of a little thing though, just on that LMAB jig again. Fish on. Could never get bored of catching perch. However, I am going to upsize my lures, I think. Now I'm sure a big perch would actually eat that, so maybe I'll put something on that sort of emulates it. Decisions. These are the two Kofi perch colours I've got, so that's clearly going to catch me more fish, but maybe that is going to pick the bigger fish out. Well, I did fancy trying that bigger one out, but I've just realised I don't have a jig head that matches it, so we've gone for this. This is so realistic, which I think is really going to work in this clear water. Plus, I saw a perch earlier with those abrasion injuries on, so the perch definitely eat perch in here. I think if it doesn't work though, I will switch back over to that brown one. Well, I have to say I'm excited to have something a bit bigger on now. I'm really hoping this is going to bring some of the bigger fish out to play. Well, an hour's gone by, nothing on that, so I am going to switch back to the other one. I know it seemed like a good idea in theory, but in practice I've just stopped catching fish, so I'm going to downsize again and hopefully a big one will still take it. Right, I bet we'll start catching them straight away now. There we go, fish on. Did not take long at all. Another tiny one. There we go. Another beautiful quarry perch. Fish. Oh, come on. Suppose that's maybe one of the slightly bigger ones we've had today, even though it's still very small. There you go. Another absolutely stunning little quarry perch. So I'm back where I started now. We've just walked around all the way around the other side as far as we can go. And then my next plan for the last sort of half hour is to try and see how far this way I can go. Just had a little wander around and this is about as far as I can go this way. However, it does look like it deepens off a bit quicker here. Fish on. Come on. Yes. I knew there'd be one under that ledge just there. And we've got it. What a beautiful little perch that is. Still not getting there size-wise, but a place like this is just brilliant to be out catching them. Fish, fish, that's a big perch. That's a big perch. That's a big perch. Oh my, oh my, oh my life. Oh. Oh, no way. No way. I wasn't sure if that was even true that there were really big perch in here. Oh my life. Oh no. Ooh. Yes, we've got it. Oh, what a fish. Well, coming in at about 34 centimetres, this is the biggest perch I've had in years. I know by a lot of people's standards that isn't a huge fish, but just wait till you see this. Look at that for a perch from an abandoned quarry as well. What a huge result, biggest perch I've had in years. Oh, let's get this one back. Look at that. What an impressive fish that is. Did not expect this to happen today. Off it goes back to the depths. So about 7 months after this trip, after hearing rumours that the fish in there get even bigger, even more special, and hearing whispers that there's some other species swimming around, I decided to go back in the middle of winter and see what I could find. The aim was to catch an even bigger perch, but nothing could have prepared me for the fish that I'd end up catching. No way! I can't believe this. Well, stuff like this always adds a bit of character to a fishing location, doesn't it? Now then, today I am going to be fishing one of the most exciting and unique lakes I have ever fished. An old abandoned quarry in the middle of nowhere. This place is full of fish and I've heard rumours from multiple sources that the perch get absolutely huge. This place is actually so old, so overgrown, you can tell it's been a very long time since it's actually been a working quarry. It's almost quite historic, but yeah, we've got quite a walk to get down there through all these woods and a few obstacles like this rope we're gonna have to climb down here, so let's get to it. You can see the size of this drop here just by looking at that cliff face on the left. Well, I'm very grateful to whoever put this rope here. It's actually a lot steeper than it looks on camera. Oh, well, I wouldn't say this is exactly an advanced abseil, but with slippy rocks and a bag full of fishing stuff, it's definitely worthy of taking a bit of extra time and care. Well, stuff like this always adds a bit of character to a fishing location, doesn't it? Oh, muddy hands, but we're alive. Well, I've actually fished here once before, and that was in summer. This place looked completely different. Everything was green, all the trees were full of leaves. Check out this walkway too though. This is just incredible, a nice meandering path. I always enjoy a bit of a walk down to a fishing spot too, makes it that bit more special. So I originally found out about this place, I got told about it by a subscriber who said there was monster perch in here. I came down and I thought I caught one at 34 centimetres. It was an absolutely beautiful fish. I caught countless tiny ones through the day, but I've since been told by somebody else on the bank that the fish get much bigger than that, so that's going to be the aim for today. Not going to bother with any of the small ones really, just going to do what I can to get a monster PB perch on the bank. There you go, there's our first sighting of the lake. What a place this is, I cannot wait to get started. So my tactic of choice to try catch these big abandoned quarry perch is the Mollick Stick Flex and its Predator Tackle exclusive colour, Ned rigged on a Z-Man jig head. There'll be a link in the description to where you can find these. Right, first cast. Let's see what we can do today. I've got to follow. There we go, fish on, first cast. First cast, come on. Yes, get in. That's just a small one. Look at that for the first fish of the day. It's not a huge one, but it's a great start to get one on the first cast. On the Mollick Stick Flex. Let's get it back. Thank you very much, fish. Well, that is actually such a promising start. It's unbelievable. I was scared today was going to be a really hard, slow day. I mean, it still could be, but with a fish on the first cast, it should only get better from here. That was absolutely awesome. I saw that fish following it in from ages away. This water is so clear. But what a promising sign that is for the rest of the trip. Better get my net out just in case the next one's 10 times the size. Right, I'm going to go head over there because that's where I did catch a decent one last time, although it does look a bit windy. And then I'm going to have to come back and make my way along all of this because as you can see the wind sort of stops just off that rock over there and it's a bit more sheltered. So if I can make it over, I'm definitely going to try and climb my way around. My girlfriend has just sent me a very cute video of my 2-year-old. You have to have a look at this. He's just learning to talk.
Say no.
No.
Say yeah.
Yeah.
Say mummy.
Mommy.
Say no.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say no.
No.
Isn't he just adorable? So I've just swapped over to a very simple drop shot rig with some worms on. It's not normally how I like to fish. It is sort of cheating for perch, but we won't talk about that. No, the reason why I'm doing this is because the people that I've met that have told me about this spot have said the big ones, the only way to catch them is on live bait. And I liked the thought of proving them wrong, but also if they are right, I'd like a chance at catching one. I will be getting the mollicks. Oh, I'm having a bite. I will be getting the other one back on in a bit though, for sure. Well, I'm having to walk around back the other way now because my hands are just way too cold in that wind. Well, I've just put a good bit of time into fishing with worms just to see what would happen. What happened was I was getting loads of bites. They're only tiny ones. This place is full of roach as well as perch, so it's probably just a small fish hassling me. I'm going to get my Mollick Stick Flex on and carry on in my pursuit of a big quarry fish. Oh well, there we are. That's a method I am much more comfortable using. Right, time to take some risks and try to get onto that area over there. Well, the main risk I'm taking here is wet feet, and might not sound that bad, but it's only 5 degrees. Getting colder by the hour too. Oh. I have just fallen in the water and my feet are wet. Well, that's me fishing with soaking wet feet for the next couple of hours. I would not recommend you doing that, but for me, I just had to get round to this spot. I couldn't not, because it does look very fishy. However, my toes are going numb already, so I might have made a bad call on that one. For anyone interested, the rod I'm using is the Rigged and Ready Fish Rig 180 with the RR 1000 spinning reel on there. Fish on, I think. Oh no, I think it's just a branch or something under the water. I really thought I had one then. Oh, that's just my luck. Looks like it's been down there quite a while. Hi.
Do you mind if I have a swim?
No, of course not.
Stay out of your way.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, here's me thinking I'm cold. Some woman's literally just come down and swum right across in front of me. I don't know how people can do it. I mean, everyone loves a good swim in summer, don't they? But this water, it is freezing. Fish on, fish on. I literally just saw her rise and I cast to it. That doesn't feel like a nice fish. Sorry, that does feel like a nice fish. That feels like an exceptional fish. I just casted to a rise. Whoa. Oh, whoa. Whoa. What is that? Is that a trout? That's a big trout. What is a trout doing in here? No way. No way. I can't believe this. This is unbelievable. This is absolutely unbelievable. Oh wow. Oh wow. Well, I'm no stranger to catching trout on the Fish Rig 180, but on a stick bait, that strikes me as very unlikely. She's an absolute beauty. Look at that. How's about that for an unexpected catch? Just giving this fish a good long rest and then we'll take a closer look. I can't believe it. Look at this from an abandoned quarry. This is an unbelievable fish. Wow, look at the mouth. Look at that. What a beast of a fish. I'm almost lost for words. Wow. Let's get it back. This fish genuinely isn't far off a PB. In fact, it might actually be one. That is so big. It's unbelievable. Just giving it a good rest. Definitely a wild fish just because of the size of that head and its fins. Crikey. I've just had a thought. How crazy is it that my first trip out with that Mollick stick flex, I caught a 2 pound plus perch, my first ever one, my biggest ever perch, first time out with it, second time out with it, we come and nail a huge surprise trout out of an abandoned quarry. That is a special bit of kit for sure. Now apparently somebody chucked that trout in there about 8 years ago when it was absolutely tiny. What a story that is, and since then it's quite clear that it's adapted so well to its surroundings. Its mouth is absolutely massive and it's got a big head considering the size of its body, and it must have grown that way to be able to eat all of the small fish in the quarry, like all the small roach and all the small perch, because there is plenty of them in there. That would also explain why it went for a big stick bait. A lot of people have since messaged me saying that that's what they'd class to be a ferox trout as well. Either way, that fish is one that is going to live long in my memory. I will never forget that fishing moment, and from a place like that, that is just what fishing is all about for me. As always, thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll catch you down the road.